right. Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2026. Oh my gosh. I'm just hopping on really quick to wish everybody a Happy New Year. And just to remind that to give yourself grace. There's always a time not to give yourself grace, right? Like you'll hear me talk a lot about nervous system resets, doing things with ease, not being panicky. And I wanted to come on and actually be truthful about like how I get on and tell you to do all of these things and don't feel that way. But heading into the holidays, so this is the first holiday I've had where I've consciously decided to stop the hustle. So in October, I launched Creator.ef50, which is the brand, the communities, we've outgrown the game. This is my, I'd say probably fourth YouTube video because I just haven't consistently been doing it. The holidays, I had a whole plan. Like Michael always says, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. I got punched in the face by the holidays because they came around too fast. I had an idea of recording every day and posting things and just doing things with ease with my family here, and that just didn't happen. It was family organized chaos, which I loved every moment of it because it's very rare that my spouses are here, plus my daughter, plus my sister, plus my mom, plus me, plus him. So it was a house full of people and it was great. I did all the cooking, I did all the cleaning. Like I'm just that person who will not ask for help, and that's the Gen X in me. Which totally fine, but everything came out good. And I kept saying during the holiday when I cooked everything, this is not my best moment because Thanksgiving, my food was chef kiss and it was just my husband and I. But this year, and heading into the holiday, I had a little bit of a panic. I have to say I was a little frazzled. I wasn't I woke up with pits in my stomach. I don't know what it was from. I kind of with my morning ritual, which I'm always touting that, Qigong and meditation. So I moved away from that a little bit just because there's a lot of people in the house and a lot of things, which is no excuse. What I should have done, which I'm not beating up on myself, but the easy thing is to just not do something and then make the excuse, which is what I chose to do, because I could have simply gotten up at 5:30 in the morning and did my morning ritual and then even went back to bed, I didn't do that. And I think because when I was in corporate, when I was in advertising, we got depending on where the fell, you could either get 2 full weeks off or 3 off. Like I've weeks off and 2 or whatever. If you include all the weekends, it adds up to 13, 14 days, which is crazy and good. And during those times, you work so hard the whole year. These 3 weeks or these 2.5 weeks, you just want to veg out, and I kind of into that. But okay, the holiday, we only had one major argument, which was over something so stupid. But I think by this point, everybody was tired of each other and everybody just wanted to go home. But it was a good time. We fun. We went and did a game show. My daughter and I went to, and my sister, my mom and I went to some museums in San Francisco, which I don't really get a chance to do I don't know why I don't do it. I should do it more often. But I was a little panicky. And I'd mentioned, I think on one of the podcasts before, if you're like me, I can only speak for myself, are in a different space, your holidays and birthdays and things are going to look a little different. I am a self-proclaimed best gift giver in the world, but this year I gave small things that people needed to, I gave my headband and for when she's washing her face, things that you're actually going to go use, you know what I mean? So my husband recently cleared out his closet, so I bought him a couple of shirts because he, has a lot of weight and he couldn't fit those things anymore. My sister wanted a book. My mother loves the Warriors. I got her a Warrior calendar for 2026 because she's old and she still uses I'm old. I still use a calendar too. I actually like looking at a calendar versus having to go through my phone. So they were thoughtful gifts that did not break the bank. I able to do all of the holiday shopping food-wise I have access to a commissary, so I was actually able to do it for of what it would have been outside on the American economy. So things just kind of place. But it was a really good holiday, and I wanted to hop on because this is the first video of the season. So, and 11-11-1. I think it's a bonus 11-11 days, what everyone keeps saying, because it's the January and then it's the 11th, and then we add it all up, the year comes out to 1. So it's 11-11, which is a bonus 11-11, which is cool. Because we get another one in November, which I think is great also, right? We'll get another portal in November because I think it's great. And my dog is coming in here. Hey, baby girl. Sorry, I got to stop saying that. The thing that I did realize, hello, hi. Oh my goodness. You showing up today? Hi. The one thing that I did notice is I was trying to manage that expectation. I was trying to manage that expectation of everyone loves to come to California and visit us. Everyone loves our we have a beautiful home. Everybody loves our beautiful home. We have the cars of our dream. Like, this is the life that I'd manifested before. This is not this life, although it still serves me and I'm still hanging on to it, is financially being served a little different. And that I was getting a little anxious about. I had a little anxiety about it. I don't get anxiety. Typically, I don't get anxiety. So the fact that I noticed it and tried to push it down, or didn't really kind of in the proper way by sitting and meditating and working out the nervous energy, the nervous chi out of my body, it came out in other ways, which I'm not proud of. It came out in frustration. It came out in drinking. It came out in not being focused and seeming a little distant. And my daughter said to me one day, "Mom, you look really sad." And I'm like, "I'm not sad. I'm exhausted from hosting and driving everybody around." But I was a little sad. I kind of lied to her a little bit. I was a little sad because holiday was different. But because I had everybody around me, it good, but it was on just my own success level, I felt a little sad. And I want you to know that that's okay, because I've quickly gotten over it. There's a Catholic church directly down the street from my home, which I had renounced Catholicism years ago when all of this shit came out about all of the things that the Catholic Church chooses to do and cover up. It wasn't part of my value anymore. This is actually an African American Catholic church, which a couple didn't even know existed, but this one is actually really good. I love it. I've been going. I went this morning at 8, and I just kind of that service with the mindset of be as gentle as a lamb, but as smart as a fox. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is how I want to live my 2026. That is my motto for 2026. Be as gentle as a lamb, but as smart as a fox. Meaning the shot nervous system that I have dealt with for over 50 years, because my parents were arguers. I came from a yelling household, so my nervous system was shot from very young, always trying to appease, always trying to dissolve, which is why I'm such a good conflict resolution person, because I've been dealing with it for so long. But I was dealing with it in a way of pretending and masking, and now I deal with it from a place of empathy and compassion and actually listening and hearing what the conflict is and how do we come to a resolution. But I'm not going to be a long video. I just wanted to come on and say that even though I get on the platform of Substack and my YouTube and my podcast, which is on Spotify, and I tout all of these things that I is healthy and is the right approach, as a human being, I still fall prey and I still fall victim to being the human mind and the human emotion. And if this Christmas came, or this holiday season came around for you, for whatever you practice, you could be Jewish or Catholic or whatever you are, if the holiday season came around for you and you found yourself picking up old tropes and you found yourself falling back into patterns you had actively worked to get over, that you thought that you had mastered, I'm here to tell you, you never get it done. Because I learned from this holiday that I just had a thought of I was operating, and I'd worked really hard and really diligently to get my nervous system in a better place. The good news is that I recognized it. And the minute I recognized it, I didn't do anything about it, but I did recognize it. I didn't just let it continue. I did recognize it, acknowledge it. And that's not true. Let me back up for a second. I did acknowledge it. I did do some breathing exercises to kind of immediate chi flowing. And the next day I have a really good chi instructor on YouTube called Lucian, and it's Q Yoga. And she has one for negative emotion and stuck chi. And I did that a couple days straight. And then I felt much better. I didn't wake up with a pit in my stomach. So give yourself grace. Don't beat yourself up for picking up old patterns, because it's you've survived 50 plus years. And it's very easy to pick it back up because it's a tool in your arsenal. I'm not saying take your arsenal and throw it out. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when you notice those emotions, when your mind starts taking over, when your mind is telling you, is embarrassing you, I want to say. I felt embarrassed because I couldn't give the way I normally gave for other Christmases. I inadequate almost. And instead of staying in that and on that and beating myself up about it, I did go into the new toolbox and get out some new tools to use them. So give yourself grace. And what's your motto for 2026? Mine, again, is be as gentle as a lamb and be as smart as a fox. So I'm not going through blasting and being super bombastic. I actually haven't done that in a while. It was my job. It was what I did. I did rule with a soft iron fist, but it was definitely, a bulldog approach to things. And being as soft as a lamb also to me means bringing love to every situation, bringing empathy to every situation, listening and understanding, and not flying off the handle and being upset. Understanding where people are coming from, meeting them where they are, but understanding where you are coming from and meeting yourself where you are. I also came across this really good channel on YouTube. It's called Uncommon Thinking or Uncommon Knowledge or whatever. I'll put it in the show notes because in video, it did explain how people don't really go left to right, straight up and down versus an M, which is kind of like this. So you have two pillars and then two in the middle. So you're two master subjects that you could be an expert on, but you also have two additional pillars that hold those up, which gives you a more solid foundation to stand on versus just an I. And it kind of to how I've been maneuvering since my exit from corporate. I've kind of been at straws and all over the place and not really finding a way, but it gave me words around why my brain performs the way that it does and how it's a benefit. And it just made me feel good. Just kind of the fact that I'm like, I know I'm not flaky. I know I'm super smart. I know I can do anything. It validated all of those things, but it put words to it and why, which is great. But again, this is just one of many. We're back consistently posting. I'm wishing you a happy new year. I'm asking you to find yourself a motto. So now I'm asking you to do three things. I'm asking you to have a morning ritual. I'm asking you to find yourself a 2026 motto for the year. What is your motto for the year? Mine is be as gentle as a lamb and as smart as a fox in everything that I do. And also take up some kind of meditation. Move your body. Have a motto that you're going to live by, and get still. That still could be a walk. That still could be literally laying down on the ground. That still could be doing a yoga pose. That still could be anything that gets you still and get grounded. I want you all to do it because it really helps. Last year, at the end of the year, when I found myself feeling like a plate of scrambled eggs or a plate of spaghetti, I was happy that I spent more than half of last year working on my nervous system to reset it. So, with that, if you're new to this community and you like this type of content, please like, review, and subscribe. A little about this community. It is a community for minority women who are post-corporate, who are looking for their sovereign encore. I have a Substack. It's creator.af50 on Substack. And I have a ebook on there, which is Finding Your Encore. And it teaches you how, it's probably 7 or 8 steps on what to do if you find you're 50, you're a minority woman, you've been laid off, you're ex-corporate, you're trying to figure out what you want to do. It's got a really good foundational structure in the book to tell you what to do immediately in your next steps to help you feel working towards something, right? Because the immediate thing that you could do is reach out to your network. You could get back onto LinkedIn and Indeed and Monster and just scroll endlessly, which I can tell you it's not working. I don't even understand why LinkedIn is still a thing other than it's like Facebook 2.0, but that is likely not where recruiters and hiring managers are looking or even gonna scroll past you because you've got too much experience. There are other really brilliant people, more women now talking about menopause, more women now talking about your post-corporate life, what that looks like. There are more resources out there. I am just one of them. I can only speak from where I come from, which is a minority woman in my 50s, post-corporate, working on mapping out the path to her second encore. That is a mouthful. Who's working on finding her encore. And I'm taking you through this journey. So if you're here for this type of content, I'm here to make it. And if you can relate to this, great. If you can't, tell a friend, because someone out there that you know and relate to this. So for that, I say thank you so much. Be kind to others. Be kind to yourself. Edit that out. Be kind to others. And I'm going to steal this from Tabitha Brown because she says this and I love it. If you cannot have a good day, please do not go out there and fuck it up for anybody else. She doesn't say that, but I'm putting my own spin on it. Don't go out there fucking up someone else's day. All right, until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.